Hello, my name is Richard Maclachaln and I've been working on the Runshaw College Learning Futures project. I'm going to be taking you through this case study about preparing to use computer reader or text-to-speech software in exams. In this video case study, we'll go through a quick overview of the work we've been doing and I'll briefly discuss some of the key lessons we've learned. Next, we'll take a look at the stakeholders and what each of them has needed to do in order to get our project off the ground. I'll also be giving you an overview of the equipment and resources we used as part of the project. Finally, I'll take you through a step-by-step guide of how all of our work came together to implement the use of text-to-speech software in lessons and exams. Hopefully, you'll be able to use this case study as a starting point if you want to try and replicate the kind of working practices we've developed within your own setting. We've been using text-to-speech software with students in study support for several years, so it was only natural that we look at introducing this into exams for students to replicate their normal way of working. Our project focused on GCSE English students, but we've also introduced computer reader software successfully into exams for our A-level students and for some students studying foundation degrees at Runshaw College. If you're interested in finding out more on the rationale behind using computer reader software in exams, you should take a look at the project overview video hosted by Anne-Marie. One of the most important lessons we've learned is that you'll need to draw on the expertise of staff from all over your college or school if you want to implement a project of this kind. Getting buy-in from staff at all different levels and in lots of different departments was an important part of making our project a success. Study support staff may have been the driving force behind the work that's been done, but our project to develop the use of text-to-speech software in lessons and exams could not have been delivered without the work of staff from our exams and IT department. Teachers obviously played a crucial role in promoting the use of technology in their lessons, but without buy-in from exams and IT, we would not have been able to deliver this kind of technology-led support in exams. The computer reader roadmap we produced should give you a good overview of the roles of the different stakeholders who have been involved in our project. You'll find a link to download that resource in the description below. To prepare to use computer reader software in lessons and exams, you'll have to engage people from across your organisation. Other videos we've produced give you an insight into the roles of the people who've been involved. You can find links to these in the description. In this video, we'll just introduce who was involved and what their general role was in the project. The stakeholders in this project were, in alphabetical order, the assistive technologist, classroom tutors, ESWs or education support workers, our exams team, our IT team, specialist tutors in study support, and students. It was the role of the assistive technologist to provide staff and student training on software, troubleshoot computer reader software use on the day of mocks and exams, provide accessible resources for use in lessons in liaison with classroom tutors, support classroom and exams use of computer reader software, monitor use of computer reading software by students, and collect feedback from students and staff. Classroom tutors promoted and monitored student use of software in lessons, and also produced and sourced suitable electronic resources for use in lessons. Education support workers promoted and supported the use of computer reading software in study support, exams and lessons. Our exams teams arranged access arrangement requests, requested non-interactive PDF papers for use in exams, managed electronic papers on the day of exams, provided invigilators, and also worked with exam boards to ensure that we were working within the exam regulations. Our IT team set up exams accounts and deployed software to exams computers. Specialist tutors determine student suitability for use of computer reader software, support the use of computer reader software in exams, monitor student usage of the software, and have collected feedback from staff and students involved in the project. Finally, students were encouraged to use software in lessons, out of class, and exams. We wanted to make sure that any tools we used were simple for staff and students to get to grips with. We also wanted to provide students with a flexible piece of text-to-speech software that could be used in a variety of situations. Finally, we were looking for a cost-effective piece of software that students could take home with them when they left college. Orato fit the bill for us, but that doesn't mean you couldn't use another piece of software. On our YouTube channel, you'll find several videos looking at different text-to-speech tools that you could experiment with. You shouldn't be put off if you don't want to use an open source tool like Orato. There will be a solution available that will meet the needs of your staff and students. It's important to have motivated users when it comes to assistive technology. One good way you can ensure your staff and students aren't put off from getting involved with a project of this kind is by following the universal principles of assistive technology. You'll find a link in the description of this video that will take you to an excellent resource created by Mike Thrussell that gives you an overview of the universal principles of assistive technology. I think the most important principles for this project have been those of parsimony, minimal learning, minimal energy, and the principle of practicality and use. Orato is simple to use, requiring only a small amount of training, and can be used effectively and comfortably in almost any situation where a student might want help with their reading whilst using a computer. However, you should always keep in mind that technology-led solutions aren't for everyone, and that some students, particularly when thinking about their exams, might not want to adopt this way of working, especially if it's something new for them. Staff at all levels were given training and supporting materials to help them promote the use of text-to-speech software with their students. Students would be introduced to text-to-speech software in study support before they started using it in the classroom. This was so they could build their confidence and develop their skills in a comfortable environment before putting them to the test in a lesson. Classroom teachers were given support to source accessible resources. We made extensive use of the Load to Learn service. We also had staff available in study support, helping to produce accessible versions of existing resources for staff. Initially, students in lessons would be supported to use the computer reader software until they were using it confidently and comfortably during their lessons. In lessons, we found students using computer readers, took to it quickly and used it regularly. We provided video resources and supporting paper documents to support workers using computer reader software with students out of class. Several of these support workers also helped with prepping computer reader software for use in exams. As we moved on to mock exams, students are given the opportunity to use computer reader software as part of their access arrangements for their mock exams. This was coordinated between the exams team, IT, study support, and teaching staff. We also monitored student use of computer reading software during their mocks and final exams, and found that those using it did so far more regularly than they ever did when relying on either a shared or one-to-one human reader. Throughout the process, our exams team liaised closely with several exam boards to ensure that we were working within the regulations. They worked with IT to create effective practice that allowed us to quickly and easily distribute non-interactive PDF papers across our college network to secure exam logins that were used on the day of exams. Rooming for students with access arrangements also became much easier, as we were able to have larger numbers of students using computer readers in one room than we would have been able to accommodate with shared human readers. Ultimately, anyone wanting to train their staff to develop the use of computer reader software with students needs to be aware that their focus should not just be on teaching staff, and that they will need to draw on the skills of a wide variety of people if they want to aim to replicate the effective practice we've been developing.